thought I'd try something a little bit different. Instead of a self-development cardery situation, I wanted to pull some more self-love cards. So there's this lady named Elena Fairchild, and she does a lot of decks with some incredible artist named Rasuli. I've mentioned him before, but yeah, I'm feeling that like self-love energy. Like, let's connect with that. So let's get started. Happy Sunday, y'all. Okay. Let's see what we got with the official love deck. No, y'all. I feel like I get the same cards all the time. It's so annoying. Okay, this one's harmony. You're able to feel a loving, balanced connection. No, I've read this one before. For real. Balanced connection with everything. And I think the last time I talked about this card, I said balanced, you know. We're not making someone else the center of our universe. You know, we are the center. And we can include people and bring them in to our light. But we don't, you know, if we are not the center of our own universe, that's crazy. We don't need to do that. No, thank you. Okay. I forget the name of this stuff, but it's super extra. No. 9. Okay. This was the wrong deck. Love endures. Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands any situation. Now, the interesting thing about this is that unfortunately people want to hold on to a particular person, and I'm not gonna lie, that's been me. You know, this is not, I'm not judging anybody in any direction. Like, we've all been there, you know, where you want to hold on to, we want to hold on to a person or connection. There's one thing that people say quite a bit that really resonates with me, which is that, you know, what's for you will always be for you. So you can't lose what's yours. You know, it's a part of you, it's a piece of you. So if a connection is not meant to endure, you can still love that person, and they're still a piece of you, a part of you. And then they go off into the world and they carry a piece of you with them. That's actually an incredible thing when you think about it. You know, so that love does endure in a sense. And then the love that's meant to be comes back around. I like to think of it in terms of children. You know, our children leave us. That's their job. They individuate. If you're familiar with Erickson's stages of development, you know, they reach a point where their peers are more important, and then they connect with a romantic relationship. But then they move into the path of their adulthood, and they come back around. You know, assuming you haven't been like an abusive, toxic parent, in which case, no. But in general, kids do come back around to their parents. You know, and we hold that space because we love them. And we're always ready for them to come home. So, you know, then they have kids, and they're like, no, I have questions, and also I completely understand where you were coming from, and they have a different perspective, and, you know, that's life. It's wonderful. You know, love endures. Okay, this one is no. I get the same cards. This is so obnoxious. This is really obnoxious. It's the same. It's like resilience. It's the killer whales. It's okay, I like this one. Safe and surrounded by love. Check that out. We got dolphins living their best lives, frolicking together. Keep your heart open and know that you're being protected. Listen to what you know to be true and allow yourself to see and understand what is going on around you. That's really important. I'm not going to lie. Anytime I look back on situations that have turned out not to be optimal and have been, let's say, traumatic or sad or something, a lot of the time I kind of saw that coming, you know, but I didn't want to listen to my intuition. So I'm learning how to do that when my intuition is like, nah, girl. And I'm like, I don't want to listen to you right now. to like really recognize like, hey, you know, it's not against me, it's for me. You know, I know something on some level for some reason that I should listen to from myself. It's very meta, but here we are. All right, listen to me. This card is Beaver Spirit, Lay a Solid Foundation. I'm not kidding. I've gotten this one before. I probably should just do another one. Let's see. No. OMG. Starfish Spirit. Open to infinite possibilities. That's true. I really think we do children a disservice when we constantly ask them what they want to be when they grow up. Because when you're a kid, you don't know what's even available. You know, you just kind of, you know, like the main ones, like doctor, attorney, you know, firefighter, police officer, veterinarian. Like, it's very basic. You don't even know what the options are. And to expect kids to kind of like pick something so early is kind of bananas, and yet we do. You know, imagine if we just said, what are you interested in? You know, what would you like to know more about? And if we did that with ourselves, instead of expecting that we should know everything, it's kind of, I feel like, revolutionary. Okay, so this deck is my Rumi love deck. No, I guess it's not technically a love deck, but Rumi is very guided by love if you ever go read the Mystics. Okay. Ooh. The card is number 44. Awesome. And it says Merciful Mother Jamal. I've got to look that one up. I don't know that one by heart. So let's see what that one's about. 44. A reflected number. Let's see. O sudden resurrection, O countless blessings, O blazing fire in the jungle of thoughts. Today you arrive with laughter to break open the jail. Let's see. You blazing angel capable of so much, you evoke the testing hand of life. Why not, when you cannot fail? There is a shift taking place now in a matter of great importance to you. This is your path, your destiny, and your blessing, now opening up before you. It may be a particular matter, however, it likely includes your entire life orientation. Ooh, that's dramatic. That's so extra. your entire life's purpose. Yo, that's a lot, y'all. Let's see. That's a lot. That's a lot. People don't realize, like, they think they want to be in charge of stuff. Like, y'all know, son. That's a lot of responsibility. I'm almost 40 now. Like, I know. I don't want to be responsible for anybody that's not like me or my child. We all got to be, on some level, responsible for ourselves. Not children, like, obviously. But sort of getting to that understanding of, you know, even when stuff's happening, that's terrible. And I've been there, you know, that we got to take responsibility for ourselves in whatever measure we can. That can be really triggering when you're in that early stage of the process, when you need validation that you've been victimized. So I completely understand that. But then at some point we go, okay, what can I take responsibility for? What can I change? What can I do differently? And that stops being triggering and starts becoming empowering. But again, it depends on where you are in the spectrum of healing. Okay. Nope. Beauty. It's not a pretty card to me. Let's see what this one. This is from my Journey of Love. Again, Elena Fairchild and that Rasuli dude. I really like him, but not that particular picture. To celebrate the divine feminine is to honor her beauty, her endless bounty and abundant creativity. You are a vehicle of her beauty. This radiance has nothing to do with soul-destroying cultural stereotypes based on physical appearances. It is the radiance that comes from feeling beautiful within, of allowing all that you are to shine through and be witnessed in the world. There's something called the culture of cool. You know, if you kind of marry Erickson's stages of development, there's a point at which, you know, kind of like in adolescence, post-adolescence, where what our peers think of us is the most important thing. And then we come out of that and other people take priority. But there is a period where that's like incredibly important. So we should recognize that. But part of becoming an adult is detaching from that economy, that coolness economy, where we decide for ourselves what we think is cool, what we think is awesome, what we're willing to be excited about publicly, how we're willing to be vulnerable in life. And those are the places where we do shine. Okay, so this is the Hero's Journey Dream Oracle. Artwork by Rasuli, and it's some other lady, and I'm sure she's fine. I haven't actually read a lot of this book. No. You hold the key to an awakened life. Set yourself free. That's honestly quite the paradox. I've never talked about this before. I guess now is the time. So I tend to enjoy fantasy, science fiction, and Harlequin romance novels. But one recurring theme in fantasy novels is the idea that for evil to triumph, or for dark forces to triumph, or for whoever it is, that they have to trick you into accepting them. So Elie Modisette, he does the Recluse series. There's the side of the order, and then there's the side of chaos. And people in the side of order can be trapped by those in the service of chaos, but only if they accept that cage, if they accept that trap. And they combat them through their insecurities, through their ego, through their desires. There's another series by, what's his name? It's literally right over there. It's called The Belgariad. David Eddings. David and his wife. I think it's Lee. But they co-wrote a series. And in the series, there's a character who ends up becoming a god. And they don't realize, it's this little kid. They don't realize he's a god yet. And, he wanders into some dragon spire and they're all freaking out. What are you doing? And he says, don't you realize, evil, that's all it ever is an illusion. And quite frankly, that resonates with me. I don't know if that's universally true. It feels like it is. But I do know that in the abusive relationships that I've been in, that it was a sense of convincing me to buy into that reality, convincing me to accept the control that was being exerted over me. I do understand that there are some people that are in different situations. So I'm definitely not speaking to that. If you were powered over by somebody completely without your, participation, that's a different situation. But I was in a situation where I continued to engage with someone who was not safe. And I did it because I let them convince me of their reality. I let them influence my sense of my perspective of what was happening. And that does make a lot of sense to me, that evil triumphs when we convince good people that that's the reality of how things are. So hopefully this makes sense, and we realize when we're in a monkey trap, which is when apocryphally there's something inside of a cage that a monkey in the jungle wants, and the monkey reaches their hand in and they hold on to the object, and they go to draw their hand out and they can't get their hand out because they want their hand and the thing in their hand. But the space is too small. So if they let go, they would be fine. They could be on their little monkey way. However, they don't let go because they really want, the coconut or the banana or whatever it is. And we do that too, human beings. We hold on to something so tightly. Sometimes regardless of if it's hurting us. And so that's kind of like our own monkey trap. when we can recognize that we ourselves have on some level bought into this person's sense of reality of what they're trying to push on us, and that we can at some point reject it and let go. We don't like letting go. We don't like letting go because of our identity, of ways that we perceive ourselves. Like, I'm a loving person. I don't give up. I don't quit on love. I show up for the people I care about. Sometimes we don't quit because, how the person makes us feel. So even if we feel bad on some level, they're meeting a specific emotional need. There's like a lot of nuances. But eventually, often, it gets to a point where it's so painful that the pain overrides any benefit we get, or we feel like we get. And then we do. Or like we're forced to let go and we don't want to. That's okay. That's okay. We're doing our best. Anyway, so I hope you have a really great day. And I'll talk to you next time.